Hey, domestic alchemist back again. One of the biggest mistakes that we've made as a country and society is we stopped cooking, which means families gave their sort of health concerns and put them in the hands of corporations, which is not a good thing because not the corporations are malevolent by nature, but what they do is they make decisions based on the price and not the quality or the health of the foods. So one of the things we need to do is take that back, and we're intimidated by even the simplest kind of cooking. What I want to do today is just make a really simple chicken soup. This is a pasture-raised chicken that I made a few days ago, and I'm ready to sort of convert it to something else. You know, it can get boring eating things the same way. And what I want to really show today is it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to be intimidated by cooking your own food. And if things don't go right, it really doesn't matter. You're not going to be that far off. And you can adjust things pretty easily. And with pretty simple ingredients, you can make something that's just as good as something you're going to buy. Now, what I did was I heated this chicken up a little bit. So I'm going to pour the stock into this pan. This is going to become the base of our soup. And I spice this fairly well, you know, salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of curry. So that spice is already there. I've got this celery here. Celery adds a kind of a good flavor to it. So I didn't want to show doing all this, but I kind of like shave it. Maybe a little thinner sometimes, a little thicker others. So I cut the celery. So I'm going to add that. I cheated on this. I got some carrots already cut. If you got a food processor or whatever, you can add those. Do it yourself. And what I do is I don't measure things on soup like this. I'm going to look at it, and we all know what we want a soup to look like. We don't want it to be too thin. We can make it a little thick if we want. So I got that. So here I'm going to add a little water to this. Kind of guesstimate how the volume that I want. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let that simmer for a while. I'm going to let the vegetables cook really well. All right, so what I did was I let it simmer for about 30 minutes or so. And that was just enough to soften up the veggies. I like to do that because I don't want to like overcook the chicken. The chicken is already cooked. And the way I like to do it is, I know a lot of people would chop it up or whatever, but I'm just going to tear it up with my hands. Throw it in there. And I kind of like it better this way. A lot of this is going to sort of like fall apart as it cooks more. Like I said, just go visually. Looks just about like enough to me. Which is just about what I got left. So I'm going to put probably most of the rest of this on in. So the thing you got to remember is that the chicken and the broth and all that, it already has the spices in there when I cooked it. So I'm going to stir this real quick. I'm going to kind of make an adjustment. So I'm going to actually just taste it and see where it is as far as saltiness and spice. And from doing that, I'm going to decide how much I want to add. Okay, it's already pretty good. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I want it to be a little more salty than it is already, not a lot. And what I'm going to do is give it kind of its own kind of accent flavor. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon. What I've got here, this is a lemon zester. And I've got some ginger here. So what I'm going to do is use this to add the ginger. I'm going to add some ginger, make it kind of spicy, give it that lemon ginger flavor. And also, I'm going to add a little bit of this lemon herb, or lemon herb, of this Italian herb sauce. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm going to let this simmer for a little bit. I'm going to let it kind of reach an equilibrium spice-wise and come back to it. All right, I let it simmer for about 15 minutes. So now it's kind of at equilibrium. I'm going to let you take a look at it here. Oh yeah, it's really good. All right, so the moral of the story is don't be intimidated to make your own stuff. That's how you can be healthier and how you can avoid all the nasty byproducts that corporations use just because they're cheap.